Victoria Winters has returned to the great house at Collinwood, back from her strange and frightening adventure in the past. Now she and all those around her are haunted by the terrible events she witnessed in the year 1795. Events which may change the course of history and forever alter the destinies of all who live at Collinwood. On this night, in the home of a Collinsport doctor, Barnabas Collins hopes to learn how he can be free of the curse that has plagued him for almost 200 years.
I had the feeling of being completely helpless, Doctor. That if I didn't get out of the house soon, I would have harmed Vicky.
Well, that would have been a very grave mistake.
But don't you think I realized that? Why do you suppose I came here as quickly as I could?
Well, I'm glad you did. I'll arrange for immediate transfusion.
How often are these transfusions going to be necessary, Doctor?
For the time being, at least once a week.
For the time being?
Yes. I hope you're giving favorable consideration to that offer I made earlier today.
About helping me with Victoria?
Yes, in return for your cooperation with me.
I'll need more time to think about that, Doctor. And I'll also need to know a great deal more about you and what you have in mind.
What I have in mind, quite simply, is an opportunity for you to live a new life, free of this curse that's plagued you for so many years.
But you haven't told me how you propose to do that.
Suppose I were to tell you that you could have, if you wanted, the physical appearance of Jeff Clark. Do you think that is possible?
No.
I know it is possible.
How do you know that?
How I know is irrelevant at the moment. But does the idea appeal to you?
Well, I don't know.
Well, don't you think it would help you to win Vicky back?
Doctor, I'm very grateful for all that you've done, and I find you a most interesting man, but annoyingly mysterious. You keep talking about a great plan that you have, about something very special in nature, but you never come around to being specific about it.
I'm not at liberty to be specific about it yet.
Then I'm sorry, Doctor. I cannot, in effect, consign my future to you unless you're willing to tell me everything.
Barnabas, soon, very soon, I will reveal my plan to you. And you will begin a new life.
I'm sorry, Sheriff, but Mrs. Stoddard is resting. I'll be glad to give her a message. I see. Well, yes, I'll tell her. And please call the minute you hear something else. Thank you.
Where is Elizabeth?
She's asleep. I've given her a sedative.
Sedative?
Yes, I had to do something. She was so upset over Roger's disappearance.
I see. There's still no trace of him.
Oh, yes, there has been, but I can't pretend to understand it.
Shirley, what are you talking about?
Well, that was the sheriff who just called. It seems that after Roger left here last night, he checked into the Collinsport Inn.
The Collinsport Inn?
Yes, I know it doesn't make any sense, but that's what he did. He locked himself into a room and stayed there all day today until he checked out early this evening.
And they don't know where he went?
No. Now, Barnabas, what is he up to? He took Vicky's painting of the girl. That painting that's had a strange effect on him ever since she bought it. Vicky knows who the girl in the painting is, so you must know too.
Yes. Angelique Collins.
Who was Angelique Collins? You must tell me.
I was once married to her, Julia.
Married?
Yes. She's the one responsible for putting that curse on me.
Then she was a witch?
Yes.
Why would Vicky feel impelled to buy the painting? And why should it have such a strange effect on Roger?
I don't know, but I will tell you truthfully that I'm more frightened about this than anyone.
Why would Roger want to take something that belongs to Dr. Lang?
Why do you ask?
Oh, come. Mrs. Johnson found this in Roger's room this afternoon.
Why didn't you show this to me before?
Well, I didn't think it was that important. Why are you so upset?
So this is how she did it. I couldn't imagine what she could have used.
What are you talking about?
Get your coat, Julia. We're leaving.
Where are we going?
To Dr. Lang's house.
What for?
His life is in danger.
Who would want to kill Eric Lang?
Angelique.
What?
Lang has done something to remove the curse from me, and Angelique is angry. She will try to kill him for helping me. We must get to Lang's house before it is too late.
Mr. Collins.
Good evening, Dr. Lang. Are you alone?
Yes?
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I must see you at once.
Well, my office is closed now.
I would say that this is a matter of utmost importance. May I come in?
Yes? Yes. Please come in. Now then, Mr. Collins, what's on your mind?
Do you believe in prophecies, Doctor?
Prophecies? What do you mean exactly?
I must ask you not to jump to the erroneous conclusion that I'm here wasting your time. But you see, I have been instructed to come here.
Instructed? By whom?
I don't know.
I see.
You have the impression that I'm crazy, is that right?
Not necessarily.
I heard a voice tonight.
A voice?
It sounded a grave warning to me. That I either see a doctor immediately, or I would die before dawn.
Did this voice tell you how you would meet your death?
A stroke. You don't believe me, do you?
About the voice?
Yes.
Well, I'm certain that you're convinced that you've heard your voice, but I heard this voice, but what puzzles me is why didn't you consult your family doctor?
He was out of town.
I see. Mr. Collins, have you ever had heart trouble before? Mr. Collins?
What?
Have you ever had heart trouble before?
There have been a great deal of sudden deaths in my family.
Caused by heart failure?
The causes have varied with the times and the individuals.
But have you ever had heart trouble before?
No. I was just noticing your harpoon collection.
Oh, yes.
They're fascinating weapons, aren't they?
Yes. Now, if you sit down and make yourself comfortable, I will prepare the electrocardiogram.
I suppose you're something of an authority.
I beg your pardon?
On harpoons. I mean, you must know a great deal about them.
Mr. Collins, if we're going to give you a hard examination this evening, I think we'd better get to it.
The prophecy said I would die at dawn. I still have several hours.
Yes, but it's getting rather late for me.
I was hoping you would tell me something about your collection.
Some other time, perhaps?
I'm surprised, Doctor. Usually men are very eager to talk about their hobbies. Why not you?
I usually am.
Well, then, by all means. I'm very interested, especially in this top one. May I look at it?
Very well.
It's an interesting specimen, isn't it?
Yes, this was used on a whaling ship out of New London in the early 19th century.
May I examine it?
If you wish.
Oh, don't you have some equipment to prepare or something?
Equipment?
Yes, for my examination.
I was under the impression that you wanted to discuss my harpoon collection.
Well, this one item is so curious that it'll keep me busy until you're through doing whatever you're going to do. Then we can resume.
Very well. I'll only be a moment. What's wrong? Yes, I'm coming. Oh, Judas, Barnabas.
I was right. He's here.
Tell me, Barnabas, what's going on?
I'll explain to you later.
Roger, are you all right?
Julia, what am I doing here?
Come up. I'll take you back to Collinwood.
Yes, please. I don't belong here.
Just come with me now.
Barnabas, will you please tell me what's going on here?
Do you know why Roger was here tonight?
Certainly. He came here to have me examine his heart.
No. He came here to kill you.
Roger Collins came here tonight to kill me.
That's what I said.
Oh, Barnabas. Barnabas. Have you lost your mind completely?
No, but it's safe to say that Roger temporarily lost his.
Why, this is ridiculous. The man hardly knows me. I think we've met just once before in my life.
Well, under the circumstances, once was enough.
Well, now, I grant you that Roger is an eccentric. But this is going a bit too far. He's not insane. I mean, after all, he's a wealthy man. He has a reputation to protect. And I hardly think that he would risk everything to kill someone that he barely knows.
Doctor, what you must understand is that he had no choice in the matter.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, didn't you notice the change in him after Julia and I came in here tonight? It was obvious that he didn't know why he was here.
Well, he acted so strangely when he came in that I didn't notice how strangely he was acting when he left.
Dr. Lang, what I'm trying to tell you is that he was possessed.
Possessed?
Yes. By Angelique.
This gets more ridiculous every moment.
But it's true.
How could it be true? This woman, Angelique, this witch, you say she lived nearly 200 years ago. So how could she possibly reach across time and grasp a man, take possession of him in the 20th century?
Doctor, she may have been dead, but her spirit is very much alive and dedicated to perpetuating the curse she has placed on me.
Witches, curses, spirits. I'm a man of science. Why am I even talking about this seriously?
Have you forgotten what happened to you the other day at the hospital? The sudden, brutal headache, the blindness?
Well, certainly. And I'm convinced that that incident has a very sound basis in medical science.
It was caused by Angelique and executed by Roger Collins.
Nonsense. Roger was nowhere near the hospital at the time.
He didn't have to be. He was able to do it from Collinwood.
How?
Haven't you ever heard of black magic, Doctor?
Certainly I've heard of black magic.
You know how it works? The person inflicting the pain must have something belonging to the victim. An article of clothing, a piece of jewelry, or something like this.
Well, that's mine. Yes, I misplaced it last week.
You didn't misplace it, Doctor. It was stolen.
How did you get it?
It was found in Roger Collins' room at Collinwood.
So hard to comprehend.
But it's true. Roger Collins came here tonight to kill you. This time he failed, but he will try again as soon as Angelique tells him to.
Barnabas.
What's the matter, Julia?
I was driving him back to Collinwood. I stopped at an intersection. Suddenly, without a word of warning, he opened the door of the car and got out. I tried to stop him, but he started to run and disappeared into the night.
Collins.
May I come in, Professor?
Yes, of course. I don't have too much time. I have a student coming to see me. In fact, I thought it was she at the door just now.
Well, what I have to say won't take very long.
Won't you sit down?
No, thank you, Professor. The painting Miss Winters bought,
Yes.
are you still interested in owning it?
Yes, I am.
Very well, it's yours.
I don't understand, Miss Collins. Mr. Collins, I thought Miss Winters was determined to keep it.
She has changed her mind.
Have you changed your mind, too? The last I recall, you offered her $500.
Well, I'm no longer interested.
I see. Well, I'd still be delighted to own the portrait, but I'm afraid I don't have time tonight to negotiate a price.
Oh, the price is no problem. You may have the painting.
I can't accept it on that basis, Mr. Collins.
Well, you may send Miss Winters a check tomorrow for whatever value you place on it.
You seem terribly anxious to get rid of it. May I ask why?
Oh, call it superstition.
Superstition.
Miss Winters and I both think that the family has been visited by ill luck ever since the painting has been in the house.
In what way?
Well, I'd really rather not discuss it any further, Professor. Am I wrong in assuming that you want this painting?
No.
Well, either let me leave it or take it elsewhere.
Very well, you can leave it here. I'll telephone Miss Winters tomorrow and arrange a price.
Thank you.
What's wrong, Mr. Collins?
The painting is gone.
I could use a drink. How about you?
No, thank you.
Julia.
What?
Look!